LLC, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and our FLEVT company. Again, we're going to be trying to consolidate all that into one company pretty soon, probably around the end of the year. This right here is called the mother, with the nickname called the mother of all screens. It is our FLE, RL, which stands for FLE stands for Fusion Light Energy. RL stands for Radiant Light, and this is a black luminous quasar. Pretty much an amazing technology. The surface that we're using is just an old sheet of wood that was in the backyard for quite some time, about a couple months. And the projector we're using is nothing expensive, a $10 projector that I picked up off of eBay. Gee whiz, is everything not snagged? This right here is my Sony. I finally got a good shot in here. My Sony VPL CX100. It's an XGA projector. We're not using any form of, again, HDMI ports. This is all VGA in the back, so we use an adapter for that, for our setup. Sorry about the packaging and boxing in here. As I told you before, we're in the process of moving to a new location. Got a nice office to conduct business in, which I need very desperately to be to redirect our clients. So yeah, that's going to happen. But anyway, this is the technology right here. As you've seen, we actually launched a great deal, and that's just the tip of the iceberg of match or better or deny me not demonstrations. I'm a little tired of people on YouTube just running their mouths too much about how they're equal to our technology, so we gave you something to do. Since I feel that people at the end of the day feel that what I do is easy work, well, knock yourself out. There's a ton of challenges we're launching, so it'll be going on for quite some time. A lot of demonstrations you're going to see, including the ones we have in the 10,000 volt, and including the ones I'll be previously doing, because I'll be doing demonstrations on site also too, and all those will have challenges next to them. And keep in mind, we still have other screens we're going to be launching, so all those screens also too have challenges connected to them too, including the legendaries, and they can actually absorb sunlight. Let's see, so let's get this going on our quasar technology that does it all. So, $10 projector, surface of course is free, and we have our halo system right over top the screen to show you that the screens are designed to absorb a ton of ambient light. That's FRE, Fusion Light Energy. Get sound up here a little bit. I'll get the sound bar adjusted. I'm going to make claim that I have the mother of all screens, well, I'm going to have to be able to back it up. And I think by testing everything on the face of the planet that we can get our hands on, yeah. I had somebody come into my channel and ask about curved projection screens. I think they're trying to, well, I don't know if they're challenging us. I guess they're figuring out some questions. What haven't we done? I've done curve, a lot of curved projection. As a matter of fact, I built a couple of them. And I even designed a screen called an out curve, which is, there's no other screen like that. So you can go and check on my YouTube channel, type it in, it'll pop up. Research just about everything, get my hands on. So as you notice, the screen is picking up an Infinity 1 contrast level. This is extremely important when it comes to projection screen setups, that you can read that infinity level. And as you can see, the colors are absolutely gorgeous. White levels are outstanding. And again, projector we're using, just 10 bucks. 720p XGA, that's it. Now the product is available overseas. We do have free worldwide shipping. 50 ounces go for around $267. They can paint a screen size up to 200 inches. We have the 64 ounces. They can paint a screen size of 350 4 inches, and they go for around $314. And then we have the big ounces. The big ounces can paint screen sizes of up to 400 inches. This would be the 192 ounce container. Paints up to, again, a 400 inch screen. That one goes for around $389. And then we have the mega ounce, which the mega ounce is actually around 256 ounces. That's roughly 2 gallons, and that paints a screen size of 700 inches. I think it's in the $500 mark. Now, all our products are tested. Everything we have here is tested before sold, and all our products come with batch number verifications, which means your product is tested before it's shipped out to you, giving you a 100% guarantee that the product works. Something that we can offer that other screen paints won't. As I tell customers from the door, before you buy a product, make sure it's guaranteed, and make sure that it can provide you that batch number, because again, that's very important to make sure you don't get ripped off, you don't get scammed in the process. So I think last spray down demonstration I'm going to be doing here is a wallpaper surface, because I need it. So my wallpaper surface I have over the corner used to be gunmetal, or is gunmetal. It's going to be converted to this black technology. Probably going to do the spray down today. I'm going to have that done, get that packed away. I can take that with me.
Picture this.
This is a true HD.
There's some brighter whites. I got your attention, didn't it? There's birds on the screen. Yeah, a cat staring at the screen like, we got birds on the screen. Gotta find something a little more interesting than that. I got a bunch of birds. Not mine, but you can see something else, more colorful. There we go, this works for me. Now I'm going to be waiting until I get on site to show up the halo system that we're building. This is a system just like that, but it wraps around the entire screen. I think it'd be more fun for me to do this in a commercial setting with a ton of light, 10 times more light than we have in here. That's more of a challenge for me. We should have a problem. It should work out quite well. But I want to do it in a commercial environment with the halo system. So those who don't know what it is, see that light over top? That thing is the halo system, wraps all the way around the screen. It's the actual frame for these screens that we're going to be using in expos and trade shows. The invisible version is a little bit more different. It can take on 10 times more light than this one can. the front version of it, and that system, pretty much, that screen's going to be glass. We're going to have a halo system so light can transfer back and forth through the screen.
It wasn't the plan. It was a spontaneous, creative decision that after years of careful.
Yep. That's the whole purpose of our technology, to allow the customers to be able to use their projectors in fully lit environments instead of being stuck in the dark, which I see a lot of these demonstrations on YouTube, a ton of them. And I think by putting out these demonstrations called Match or Better, it gives the customer an idea of what they should be getting from the projector. Instead of being told that they're going to be stuck in a dark environment, they will be calibrating, and these machines are going to cost them a lot of money. Those machines we use in those demonstrations are under 500 bucks. So if you're being told that you have to be in an ambient controlled environment and this is the way it has to be and blah, 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 that's a complete lie. You don't have to be trapped in a dark environment. You have to spend the money for expensive projectors, and you really don't have to spend all this money for projectors with high contrast capabilities. It's not necessary. I don't even know why they start making the screens black to begin with. That would have cut down on all that altogether. As for outdoor applications, which we specialize in, yeah, your screen should look exactly like your cell phone. It shouldn't be washed out, it shouldn't be faded, it shouldn't be bland. Same way it looks in here, same way it looks out there. So if they tell you it's up to the projector, and the projector does all the work, they just lied to you, because that's not true. Without that technology, this projector doesn't work. If anyone wants to argue that case, well, let's look up the P2. Because every single demonstration I see on that projector, I don't see one showing Starfield with a 2:1 contrast in a fully lit environment like we're operating in right now. That projector requires a black screen. If you're going to be using that 2:1, which again, once you reach the point of the black screen, you can turn that option off because it's not needed. Now, the most important part about this technology is the fact that it's reading the Infinity One. Also, too, it's ultra short though compatible, which is something you need when you're dealing with black screens, and they have to be ultra short throw. What do you do? Convince the customer to buy a gray screen? How are you going to sit there and say that the black screen is more superior, pulls up the Infinity One contrast level, but you're going to have to use your ultra short throw on the gray screen because the black screen, that calls it something with a more superior screen, can't read an ultra short throw. That doesn't make it a superior screen, that makes it a failure. It should be to do everything. 2,000, that's the minimum. 2,000, that's poor. 2,000 is extremely poor for a black screen. If you're using it as a rating, we see some people have it at 2,000. These can pick up at 50 lumens. They can use these for tabletop displays. We can use 1,000 lumens outside. So if they can only pick up at 2,000 inside, we can pick up at 1,000 outside. And again, it's very important, this is the most important thing of all, that when you paint the screen down, that it actually comes up black. There's no such thing as an vantage point. If I take a pair of black trousers, if I take a black t-shirt, if I take a black mouse pad and I show a star field, they all can read the contrast levels. When I pull in a white level, only one's going to read the white level higher, and that will be us. So near the white levels, it shows that we have the advantage point. All of them can pick up the Infinity One, as long as they're black. No such thing as an advantage point. If your screen's black. I don't get that one. I never understood it. And this technology has rear capabilities. See that twice, didn't I? That's what it does. And we specialize in rear projection. Now, not only that we specialize in that, but also too, ambient light projection technology. We can show screens in just about every kind of setting you can possibly think of. We don't make up gains. We actually have real gain at the end of the day. And we can back it up 100%. That's why we require batch numbers to make sure that products are properly tested and you're not being fed a bunch of mumbo jumbo at the end of the day and you're getting what you paid for. Look at that ultra black. Man, that's beautiful. I never used that contrast level, never do. Now, I got questions about projector mapping applications. I do have people in the art community that's interested in this technology, and yes, this technology is projector mapping.
24/7.
Has those capabilities.
The stories that I've told you are real.
Due to the fact that we own projector mapping equipment. I love how people say they're the same screen. How would that be possible? That screen has been certified tested, which means we put it against high-grade certified professional screens. You see the advantage point of our technology over there is, keep in mind, we have taken out screens that can cost anywhere between $5,000 to $6,000. This is why it's called the mother of all screens. And anyone at the end of the day who cares to basically make a comment about it not being so, well, we're launching a ton of those match or better. So, got a lot of work waiting for you. Because this technology has a bit of each one of those technologies we showed in those demonstrations. That's what makes up the mother of all screens. It has its base formula. It's from each one of the technologies we developed. And then you add in FLE, element 77, and boom, you got this monster sitting right in front of you. How the transition. So when it transitions from picture to picture, it turns black in the transition. Gray screens can't do this because they can't pick up the contrast and they can't do the transition. So I mean, it's time to upgrade. Yeah, it's time to upgrade your white projection screen, your gray projection screen, because again, you can't pick up these colors on a gray screen. And neither can you pick them up on a white screen, and gunmetals pick up much better, but they're very expensive.
Let's just say your brand is dropping the year's hottest sneaker.
4K snow screensavers. One of the things I can't express enough is when I see gray screens at the end of the day, I gotta ask you, where's your contrast levels? You know, you're supposed to do that in a fully lit environment. So in every demonstration, you have to show off those contrast levels in a fully lit environment. Now, when they do them in the dark, this is bad because that means that basically they're covering things up. In a dark environment, the contrast is going to show a little bit better, much better than a fully lit environment. So if you go in and you open up your curtains, or if you go in and you turn your lights on, your screen can very well wash right on out. That means you put down all that work in time to paint that screen and to end up with nothing. And mind you, gray screens and white screens, they're not ambient light projection technology in any way whatsoever. That's why they give them a gain. They give them like a 2.0, something that's the highest they can go. That's it. They don't get ambient light projection because it doesn't work. And I've seen certified screens do this too, claim that their gray screens are ambient light projection. Now if you're in an ambient light controlled environment, you're not. If you have ambient light projection technology, you should be able to operate just about everywhere. One of the things we like to do with this technology, being true jet black, is we like to show off its amazing white level capabilities. That's why some of you watching gray screens, you should be seeing that. Contrast levels constantly all the time and in fully lit environments. And if you notice our overhead light, which is our halo system, is not sitting behind the screen or under the screen or that nonsense. It's sitting right on top of the screen so the light can make contact with the screen. That's another thing I see in demonstrations a lot. A lot of lights peppered out the environment in the weirdest areas you could possibly think of under the screen. I don't know what they're doing underneath there. It's not going to make any contact with the screen. Alright, Charlie, you won't be hearing that anymore. That's the train in the background. Won't be hearing the train anymore. Now, how easy is this process to paint on? Extremely easy. That's why we don't put any instructions in, because there are no instructions required. Very easy to paint on. I did a couple of spray-on applications. Very easy to put on. No problem whatsoever. Don't have to be a professional. Don't have to be a pro. You don't need a particular special paint sprayer to paint the screen. Any paint sprayer is going to work. As for rolling it all, we rolled over cardboard boxes, and yeah, the other side of that piece of wood was painted over too. With a roller, very easy to do. So easy your kids could literally paint the screen. So there's no staring in between each process, no up and down robot formations, no leveling out the screen to dry. I have no idea what the heck that crap is all about. That's just stupid. It is. This is stupid for me. I'm gonna sit there and wait for a screen to level out. How would you even know the screen leveled out? How would you know this? Would you see it? Will you be able to tilt the screen up and see one side higher than the other? How would you even know this? So that's why I said just extra stuff added in to make it sound complicated. So none of that nonsense. And again, we do our demonstrations. We allow you to watch the screen dry on camera so you can see the drying process, because that's very important, because any imperfections, anything could pop up on the screen. That's why it's very important to be able to see that process. But yeah, none of that nonsense of up and down and back and forth and coming back to your previous roll to begin all from there. It's just, that's nightmarish. You know, light roll, heavy roll, that's crazy. I don't even want to do anything like that. This is nuts. Nah, paint and be done. That's what it comes down to. Paint it and just be done. As for rollers we use the same rollers in every demonstration, 9-inch nap rollers. Don't use the short ones, you will damage the screen. Don't use paint brushes, you will damage the screen. Do not use foam rollers, you will damage the screen. All that information, everything I'm saying right now is in the specification sheet. Our specification sheets are like 8,000. There's a lot of information in there, but it's important to read through all this. It tells you the different points of surfaces that we have tested and used down to time that work perfectly with the products, with the technology we have here. Only only time we advise you prime a surface is using fabric, because again, the reason why you do that, because you don't want a blotchy surface to come up, because fabric absorbs, that's why. So you put your first coat down. This is how I did the 250 inch, 180 inches, 150 inch screens outside as a fabric screens. You put your first coat down, let it dry, hit it with the second time, let that dry, and you apply your application. And that way the screen doesn't absorb anymore, because it's already absorbed, or it can absorb from 2 coats. Also, too, most importantly, the product is fully weatherproof. We know it's weatherproof because we design weatherproof screens. We've had screens outside longer than a year, and that's what it's a requirement, to have a screen outside for 1 year to claim that it's weatherproof. Because then with that 1 year time, anything can happen. Cold, sleet, rain, heat, even sunlight can fade the screen. So make sure you ask these questions. If you're asking about weatherproof screens, make sure that you prove to you that screens have been out there for at least about 1 year. Beautiful fruit, 4K. That's the advancement that our technology has over a white surface. As you can see, doesn't read, doesn't come up, doesn't even pick up next to our technology. This is what my technology will be facing out there. As I said before, easy cakewalk. This is where I explain more than anything in the world. Infinity 1 contrast level, extremely important. So you have a gray screen, guess what? You can't read that level. So guess what happens? The color disappears. That's definitely going to happen. Can't operate in fully lit environments because, again, as I said before, you don't have ambient light projection technology, so you can't absorb at all, period. And if you think the higher the loading you go up on your projector, that's going to fix the problem, you're just introducing more light to your screen. So you're washing out even faster. If you watch the demonstration on the church that we have at our promo demonstration using a 7,000 projector, they couldn't get the white screen to register because they're introducing more light to the screen. They're washing it out even faster. So the solution is, what most people do is they turn all the lights, they're stuck in the dark. And that's pretty sad if you got an ultra short throw projector because they're designed to replace TVs, and you're not doing much about replacing a TV if you're stuck in the dark. So if you got a white screen, which most people do end up with white screens on the door, once you see the $4,000, $5,000 expensive screens, they go pick up a white screen and they figure their projector's going to fix the problem. It's not. Slow color changer. Give you an idea. That's where your colors are going to be popping up. Did I just watch a Christmas commercial? Like, that just like, think I just saw a Christmas commercial. Wow. You've got to be kidding me. We're not even anywhere near Christmas. We're still in the middle of summer. I guess we're starting early. That's crazy. I literally just watched a Christmas commercial. Ooh. Can we let the seasons get here first before we start celebrating holidays? Gee whiz Louise. So that's the difference between your white screen and our technology. There's dozens of these test demonstrations on our site on different caliber projectors, ultra short throws, 1,000 projectors, 50 lumens, and this projector we have right here, which is 2,700 lumens. That's how much you miss from your screen. And it doesn't make a difference if we're in the dark, still can't read. I can take a cell phone flashlight and I can watch out a gray screen easily. So if that's not going to pick up the gray screen, it's not going to pick up either. You have to have that infinity one at black level. Starfield screensaver. This is what I enjoy the most about some of these topics I go to on some of these forum sites. They'll talk all day long about color. We just skip the contrast, right? We're just going to skip that. That doesn't exist. So we're not going to count the fact that we have to read a 100% black level. We'll just pass it off as gray can be black or dark gray can be black. Then we're going to pass off, right? That's not going to work. When watching Star Wars and I'm watching a dogfight, it needs to be in black. That's what I need to see. When people sit there and say, well, what about movie theaters? I'm ruined for movie theaters. I can't go to movie theaters. The only movie theaters I literally can go to are the 4Ds. Because there's other stuff happening that takes my mind off the screen. I can literally see washed out color on the screen when I go to movie theater. Because I'm constantly used to looking at these all day long. So when I go to movie theater and they show contrast level, I see gray. I don't see black. Because that screen's not black. That's why. And I don't care what kind of projector they have in the back. I don't care how high powered the contrast is. I'm still seeing gray. Because I'm used to seeing off a black screen. That's the one thing the technology has ruined before. Actual going and sit down and watch a movie. So I'd rather just be home and watch on my screen, because at least when I watch a black level, it comes up 100% black. It doesn't come up gray. But for everybody else that's not used to seeing this over and over again all day long, you just see black. You think you're seeing black. You're actually seeing gray the entire time. That's why I do the 4Ds. The 4Ds got explosions and stuff going on. It keeps my mind occupied. I don't have to worry about looking at the screen. Because if I sit in a room, in an area where the screen is just nothing's going on, I walk out of the movie theater. I can't watch that. Colors are not even correct. If anyone sits here and says, well, black screen's not important, Diamond made a black screen. Called a carbon black. So they must have known it was an important screen to make a black one. And eventually you're going to see all the other certifieds follow the line, and they're going to make black screens too. That's the part I love about the forum sites when we have these conversations, that when they say that, oh, but the colors are, well, what about black? You're going to pass black off as gray? No, it's not. Black and gray are two different things. Green screen. Look at the green. Yeah, our screen has a more of an advancement technology to pull real proper colors, and it'll put a white screen to shame. So this is what I'll be doing in my meetings with my investors, showing them the difference why their white technology screens, or the screens they call their high technology screens, don't work. Churches, schools, Every place that uses white screens will be converted to black technology. Now, for those using white screens at the end of the day, and you think at the end of the day that your projector's going to fix it, it ain't going to happen. This $10 projector, as I said before, if I were to use it on this white screen, this screen is all white, it doesn't work. If I use it on a gray screen, it doesn't work. If they're sitting there saying, but it does work on a gray screen. Well, you explain to me this. How am I going to achieve the infinity one? Where am I getting the contrast level from? How is that even happening? So I'm curious. Tell me this. I'm in there with JVC projectors. You know what the contrast capability on a JVC is? It'll make a P2 look like a paperweight. That's a $60,000 projector. That's $60, $70, $80,000 machines. You've got high big boy Sonys, those Bravos. They're about $70, $80, $90,000. Their in contrast level is berserk on that thing. But guess what? If I slide over that star field and I say, hey, lighten up that environment, let me see it, and they can't, it doesn't produce. Got to be in the dark to get the camouflage, those shades of dark grays in there. So what did you just pay for? Let's put on it and show. White levels. This is my personal favorite right here. I like to show these all first. White screen. People, you got it backwards. And I'll show you why. Because people think for some reason that the whiter the screen, the higher the white levels pick up off the screen, the brighter the colors. Not true. There's a tone that has to come up. So the tone can't be too dark, because if it's too dark, it comes up much like the black fabric and paints that we put against the screen. They come up so dark that the colors come up dirty. You can watch a demonstration, our black versus black demonstration we did against color levels. So it has to be a tone in there. So if you're expecting to be a white screen, which has the brightest white levels, that should be the more superior screen than everybody else, because if that's the case, and that's what it's based off, that the lighter the screen, the brighter the colors, then the white screen would be the more expensive screen, which is not. It's the cheapest screen you can pretty much get. It's a budget. So if that's the theory, then how come it doesn't see green? If that's the theory. No, it has to be a balance of black and white at the same time to see it. And the black levels have to be infinity to do it. You ever heard a guy in OLED, he sat there and said, in the black you see true color. So that's the case. If I switch to a red screen, the white screen should be brighter than the black surface. Red screen. And my theory is right, because I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for years and years and years, explaining the same thing over and over again. You guys got it backwards. You're in a different direction. See, it certifies the gun metals. They figured it out. That's why the screens are so dark. Because they figured that the darker the screens, and they can generate that high white level in between there, and they get that balance in there, they can pretty much pick up better colors. And they figured it out. But the gray and white screens, you haven't figured it out yet. You, for some reason, are stuck in the Stone Age. You think that the higher the white level is, the better the color. You're backwards. It's the other way around. That's what I thought when I was developing great screen paint products. And I tested myself against a black diamond. That's what I found out. In a different direction, going backwards. It's the darker, not the lighter. So if you figured you make a product very dark, this is going to improve your color. No, that's not going to work. Because then you're going to have to figure out how to get your white levels to balance itself while your screen is jet black at the exact same time. Because if you don't, you end up like the demonstration I did on the color balance on black paint and black fabric, which don't generate white light, versus our technology that does generate white light. It means your colors come out dirty, dingy, and dark. So you have to figure out what the balance level is. And then that's not the end of it. Once you figure out the balance level, now you have to test it. Which means you have to test against all sorts of certifies, different caliber projectors, different environments, the whole 9 yards, everything. And that's going to accumulate tons and tons of demonstrations that can last anywhere between 3 and 4 hours long. So if you don't have any of these tests to begin with, that means your stuff was never really properly tested. That's why when I hear people saying, good balance, what do you mean by good balance? Explain it. Good balance, what are you talking about? What is good balance? What are you talking about? Because I can take a gray screen and I can stick that against a gunmetal screen, and a gunmetal screen will produce better color than a gray screen. So what do you mean by good balance? Purple screen. See? Perfect. Perfect color balance. 4K snow screensaver. I'm not able to turn my screen unwatchable, which is impossible. Screen will still maintain its nice white levels without basically becoming so dark it's unwatchable. That's why the black on black demonstrations are extremely important. It must be done. It's important when you do the black on black demonstrations that your screen is physically black, not gray. Some people do that too. That's why they make you pour them out. That way, when you pour them out, you can't basically at the end of the day say, oh, you have to be careful. Some people make very dark screens and try to pass them off as black screens. That's why they require you to pour it out. I'll tell you one thing we're happy about. This new setup that we're going to be going to is ultra quiet. I mean ultra quiet. They soundproof the walls in that place. It's an office. It's amazing. Ultra quiet. You don't hear jack at all. Freaking love it. Can't wait. And I got clients already. I got about 8 people already set up to come through that office and see that technology already. This is one of the screens we're going to be looking at. I'm going to get myself a nice little portable screen on Amazon, code it, take it with me. Now, some people ask the question, what's better, you spray or roll? Why does it make a difference? I sprayed because one, I do a spray on application anyway, demonstration. But I didn't have any rollers, so just sprayed it in. Be done with it.
Squarespace's creative tools
Commercial.
let you design a unique, engaging.
So it's up to you and how you want to do it. Like I said, no particular projector involved. You don't need at all, period. One of the screens I'm actually going to airbrush in. Sorry, not screen. Paint sprayers. You don't need any special paint sprayers. Somebody put down yet that spray. I forget that crap. Just buy a paint sprayer and just put it in. Any rollers to do. You don't need no expensive high-end rollers. None of that's necessary. Somebody say you have to have a special kind of roller. You don't need a special kind of roller. I was buying rollers at Dollar Tree and doing demonstrations. You need a special roller for them. See, at the end, they want to make it sound complicated. So it sounds just more to it. No. Buy any rollers. It'll make a difference if it's snap, smooth, snap, stucco. There's a big difference. I find screens up there and we go to different forum sites about calibrating. Why are you calibrating a projector that has a billion something colors attached to it? Really? That's just stupid. There's no need for you to calibrate that thing at all, period. It's a billion colors sitting on top of it. And you're calibrating. You know why you're calibrating? because your screen's washing out your color, the environment's washing out your color, and the color looks awful, and you think it's the projector's fault, so now you're in there buying all this software to calibrate your machine when you really don't even need it. It's your screen that's having the issue, not your projector. This is not often it's your projector and your screen at the same time. But other than that, if your projector's in any brand, then it's your screen having the issue. So sorry for this projector. Now watch the promo demonstrations on it. When it first came out, they had it on a white screen. Isn't that sad? The projector really never got a chance to show its true potential before it was discontinued. That's why I got a soft spot for these old projectors at the end of the day. Because they never really got a chance to show their true potential because they were used on white screens. Look at it. Imagine when this projector came out. If I purchased a machine and I had it on a white screen, where would I be right now? I'm in a dark environment right now because sure enough I can't have my lights on. Okay, you think I feel like we give these projectors a second chance to show what they're really designed to do. So this is my baby. This is what I'm taking with me. I got some cool stickers I'm gonna put on it. I'm taking this to all my shows, everything. This is my main projector to take with me. While everybody's sitting up there with these powerhouse machines, I'm coming with this thing. None of those screens will be to sit next to that technology I have right there. Not one of them. Because you know why? I researched other technology. I already know it. I know their stuff better than they know their own stuff. And if you got projectors at ultra short though, complain about lights being 21 feet in the air, eyewalk projector, and we got a halo system wrapped around our projector and 10 times more light than what they're using. Yeah, just think at the end of the day how much publicity we're going to pull for that at the end of the day. Can't get an ultra short to operate. That's not good. It's one of the things I see is these ultra short those in your screens. And, now, I can't express this enough. Please do not use knockoff projectors on our technology. This will not work at all. I don't care what you read in your specification. You'd be surprised how many people I have conversations with about their projectors, and they'll sit there and tell me, oh, it's a valve projector, it's a this projector, and I don't care what it has. Technology won't support it. If you can take it back and get something else, you could have spent what, $3,100, $2,500 for that machine? You could have went out and got your projector for like under like $50, and it would have performed far better than that at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, at least you can upgrade with our technology. You can't upgrade with that projector. Where are you going to go to? You can't go to the gunmetals. They don't support those screens, those projectors. So where do you go? Gray paints? Nah, ain't gonna work. See what they do at the end of the day. White screen, that's even worse. What are you gonna do with it? See what I mean? At the end of the day, stop buying those projectors. And they come to us because they watch our demonstrations and think, oh, this guy can fix it. That's probably the solution. We gotta tell you, nope, can't do it. We don't support those machines. They're fake. That's why. Get yourself a cheap name brand. You can go get yourself a BenQ. You can get yourself an LG. Any one of them that cost you far less, and you can upgrade that projector to make it look like this technology over here. As long as you have one of those projectors, we can't do nothing for you. I can't even sell it to you. That's why you go to the blacklist. You will see those projectors sitting right on the blacklist with people that bought anyway. We're convinced it was going to work. I'm like, nope, it's not going to work. Send me pictures. This time around, I'm not making any more silvers. I'm not making any more paints to fix that problem at the end of the day. That's why we warn you, do not buy this technology if you own one of those projectors. It trim me out some money. If you want to sit there and scream at the end of the day, well, it's not my fault. It's right there, written on the website. It's in every single shopping cart. It's right there. We've done testing against these projectors. Do not buy that paint if you own one of these machines. We can't support it. It doesn't work on our stuff. And I get the argument, well, why don't you make a product, you guys? Because I don't want to. I've done this one already. I've made products for those projectors before. And yeah, it has worked. But the problem I have with it, they keep coming out with more and more of these dumb projectors. I'm not supporting that nonsense. And then besides, right now, I feel if I'm marketing this product out there, I want to go with the best that we have to offer, and that's black technology. So I don't want to make that stuff in at all, period. Maybe you can make something. Maybe you'll figure something out. But me, on the other hand, don't want to do it. Don't support them. If you want to if you want an upgrade, go pick out one of these 720p ultra short throw projectors. You buy our product and you can do this. Far better than someone spending $3,500 for a projector on a gray screen that can't do this. You can upgrade your screen, upgrade your projector and your screen. But if you got one of those knockoffs, we can't help you. Same nightmare I went through with the 8-man projector. You remember that crazy mess at the end of the day? I already bought the guy's projector. That thing was the worst projector I've ever seen in my life. And I already had a knockoff projector that was better than the 8-man. What do you expect? You're going to pay $35 for a 1080p projector that's claiming to be 4,800 lumens. What do you expect? I got some customers that call me up. They'll have one of those knockoff projectors, and they'll say, "Hey, what do I do?" I said, "Well, this is what I'll help you out with. I know a lot of merchants, people I do business with on eBay. We'll go pop over their site, get yourself a nice projector, set it up, and you'll be good to go." So now they don't spend a lot of money for their projector. Got a nice screen at the end of the day, and they can use it in a full lit environment. Whatever app they want to do with it at the end of the day, they have that option. If you're coming on there and you already got a wallet set up for how much you want to spend, you're dealing with me at the end of the day, you're not going to spend $3,000 for a projector. You're not going to spend $2,000. You're not going to spend $1,000 for a projector. You're going way below that point. Because if I don't spend it, you're not going to spend it. How are you going to convince somebody at the end of the day, any one of these companies, anybody, how are you going to convince somebody at the end of the day to spend less if you had to spend more? How does that work? Well, how much did your projector cost? $3,500. Well, how are you going to convince me that I'm going to spend less? If I go under the bar of what your projector is doing, isn't my picture quality going to basically degrade? It is going to degrade. Because the only way you're going to be able to pick up that same image that projector is producing is you're going to have the same projector or higher. Tell me how that one works. So you're going to spend some money. All right. I have these talks in between these demonstrations because on top of that, it educates the customers, people that are coming in for the first time, they're buying for the first time. I wish I had these demonstrations when I started off because, man, I had to learn all this stuff from reading everybody else's stuff. And there was nobody out there really explaining it the way I needed to understand what the heck was going on. It's the same demonstration. Dark environment, all rehearsed scripts. They just talk about the contrast, the color, and that's it. And the environment's dark. I'm like, huh. It's like everybody's doing the same thing. That's what I picked up. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go in a different direction than everybody else. So I started cracking books. I started researching, learning, understanding the whole entire system, how it all works. So I can come on camera and explain it to you how it's supposed to be explained. It'd be pretty foolish for me to come in here with some $5,000 projector, darken the environment, and sprinkle some lights around and go, well, we have to use this because you have to use an ambient light controlled environment in order to get your colors to maximize, to actually give you better color performance. And we're going to start off with a 4K projector here for higher resolutions and a 2,000,000:1 contrast to bring out those really deep black levels. No, don't worry, you can't see that at the beginning of the day. So we got you in a dark environment, expensive projector, and probably got you on an expensive screen while we're at it. All while this is going to cost you a bunch of money. When you get home, you stick it in your environment, it doesn't look like that environment, you go, huh, what if I turn the lights on? And you'll find out. What happened to the contrast? What happened to the color? How come it doesn't look the same way in the video? And then you darken the environment and go, oh, I see now. This is where I'm going to be stuck at. Yep. And that's why people will come on and they'll fight the theory of what I just told you. Because that's how they make their gravy at the end of the day. By sticking you in a rehearsed script environment. To make you believe that this is what you really want, but when you really get it home, it's not going to be what you want. So the 1% black you just popped up, that's what you should be getting. So you don't spend the time to go out and decorate your living room. You know, brighten it up, nice lamps and coffee tables, sofas. You didn't design your living room to look like a movie theater, did you? Because that's where projectors are going at today. They're not sitting in dedicated theater rooms. They're in dedicated theater rooms, yes, but they're not all in dedicated theater rooms. Now projectors are designed to be right in your living room. So your living room was never set up to be a dedicated theater room, correct?
That wasn't the plan. It was spontaneous.
The sad thing about it is, you're going to turn it into one. You have to turn your flashlight on your cell phone to figure out where your coffee table is because you want to smack your knees into it. That's what's going to happen to your living room because your screen is failing your projector. And I watched enough demonstrations with enough Christmas tree lights splashed at the bottom and around the screen. Good God, if that's your freaking environment every freaking day, I would lose my marbles in there. I could be in an environment that dark all day long. It's crazy. People want to treat their projectors like TV. That's what they want. Especially if you're spending money for those Epsons and LS800s. And things aren't cheap. They're very pricey. For your room to be turned into a freaking cave at the end of the day for a $5,000 projector. You can get a TV for much cheaper. And you can turn your lights on. See the same conversation I have with you here? Same conversation I have with my investors when they come to that door. Same way I explain it to you, the same way I explain it to them. Because they can sell this product easily. Why spend all this money for a TV at the end of the day? Like to have a junior or kids come in and crack the screen. Buying screens cost more than the TV costs. That's why you see them sitting out in the trash, because they called the manufacturer and they told them how much that screen was going to cost the replacement. They said, you know what, I might just go buy another one. Well, hopefully the warranty still lasts, or set the warranty on something. And then when customers do the research and they go out and they find the big gunmetal screen, they go, geez, these are freaking crazy. It's very, very expensive. And then look at the projectors that they're using in their demonstration. They're expensive too. Everybody else is sitting in the dark. And then they bump into us. Well, I'm sitting with a $10 projector, dirty piece of plywood, and I'm doing this. Time to upgrade. Samsung 4K demonstrations OLED. done this one at 250 inches. It's insane. And once you see reach a 250 inch screen, it is. No other, it isn't. It's crazy. Can't lay 11 feet tall. I was checking out the park in this section. They've got this huge frame. There's a massive frame there. And I wondered, they used to show movies there. So I'm going to contact the city and figure out what was in the spot where that used to be there and get one of our screens over there. We make that canvas surface, easy application. They can bring it down, put up whatever they want at the end of the day. And we'll give them one for free, but they got to put our logo up, our information on where to order our stuff at. Pretty soon I'll be popping over to City Hall because that's where the big boy contracts are at. And I'm going to go over there and pass out my business cards, tap a few phones with that metal plated card, and redirect them right over to that office area. So we can get contracts all over the city where to put screens up. This is what you're supposed to be to see. See that OLED emblem? See the way that looks? It's supposed to look exactly like that. I'm really fickle about when it comes to my colors, contrast, white levels, all that. That's why we go through all this testing. You gotta look at these things every day. So if I'm walking through a house and I got screens on the ceilings, I got them on the floors, got them on the walls, we got them in the windows, got them outside, the screen has to look beautiful. I'm not trying to walk through and see a washed out image. That's not going to work. If my cell phone's producing a better image, then we got to fix the screen. My screen here has an OLED on it. See how gorgeous it looks? 720p XGA, $10. So if I want to do a package deal with my projectors, I could basically buy a bunch of these projectors right here, drop the adapters on them, and I can sell them easy as beginner packages. And no one can say, well, 720p, the picture won't look amazing. Oh, right there. And I've done 720p next to 4K. Can't tell one from the other. And next to 1080p. We have for time. We always go over in time. That's why I say it should easy be to do an hour. Easy. We had an hour, no time at all. Which I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do some of these places, because some places charging by the hour. We usually go past an hour easily. A lot of information you're supposed to be seeing, and these videos are not giving you your information at the end of the day. Beautiful. I like the scenery. This one.
Looking for a space for one, or maybe for two, perhaps.
And that's for the one that claims to have a black screen. Again, don't you sure if they're compatible. You don't have enough testing on your products, because I did the check. You have no demonstrations of that thing literally outside. You don't have enough test on that. I don't even know if that screen's going to be weatherproof because you don't have a 1 year showing the screen can basically survive for 1 year outside. You don't have it. I know I checked over. Range gain doesn't exist. The application to paint it on is a freaking nightmare. There's no way in the world I'm painting that thing in myself, and I paint all the time. I don't want to do it. Other problem? You don't know enough about rear projection capabilities at all, period. You match my width against yours when it comes to rear projection, you're nowhere close to my universe. Not even close. I don't see any demonstrations. But I look for people and they say the rear projection, I will go to your YouTube channel and I will dig through your stuff and I will see if you know anything about rear projection right through your own channel. If I don't find anything but a video 5 years back of 2300 lumens that look like crap on a surface, that's not enough for me. It shows me you don't know anything at the end of the day. You're just putting stuff up there. And your specification sheet is too small. You have nothing on there. There's a whole lot of stuff missing on the specification sheets. You don't even tell anybody, is the product water-based, eco-friendly? Is it low odor? The spray-on application, you have nothing there on that whatsoever. And you can't do a roll-on and spray on a screen at the same time. That's virtually impossible. Not even for rear projection. You're not rolling on a rear projection screen. No company does that. So that's how I know he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's why if you look at the Quasar has two sections to it. The one section that basically is a spray-on, which is the invisible, is spray-on only. Because you can't roll those on, you'll damage the screen. You're going to mess up somebody's surface and they're going to take them to court and sue them. Plexiglass, fiberglass, any kind of glass, it's not cheap, it's expensive. If you paint that stuff on and it doesn't have any kind of solution to remove it, you're going to damage that surface. Especially inflatables. Inflatable screens are extremely temperamental. But mind you, this is a screen that's not going to be stationary. You're going to inflate it, put it back up. Inflate it, put it back up. Inflate it. This screen is going to be crunched up over and over again and again. Kind of balled up. So many people don't even fold their screens up when they get done. They just ball it up and throw it in the bag. I know I do mine like that all the time. So you can't expect for them, even if you say fold it, some people literally don't fold it. So you run the risk of the screen cracking and peeling. Anything can happen to it. That's why I said inflatable screens are temperamental. They're going to take a lot of punishment. A lot of stuff missing. Narrow viewing cone effect. That's something that's triggered off by ultra short throw projectors. All of those happen too, but mostly ultra short throws that have a viewing cone effect.
When glue leaves you stuck.
Hot spotting, that's another one that's extremely important. That's why you need high lumen projectors. You have to have those for hot spotting. A whole lot of stuff missing. And most importantly, well, two things will kill the screen. Shipping will kill the screen. Yeah, well, shipping will definitely kill your screen. And paint-on process application will definitely kill it faster than anything in the world. It's too complicated. Customer won't touch it.
Color is an integral part of our lives. From the clothes we wear to the
Customer's not getting good results on putting something together or assembling something. They don't give up on this spot. They don't want to do it anymore. It's human nature. Especially if you're looking at an instruction book about that thick, you're going like, oh my goodness. What's the problem? Have you seen the instruction manuals? Very seriously. You don't know whether or not you're basically going to figure out the Da Vinci Code trying to put one of the things together. No, it's too much work. And I got to remember to stir the paint for each application. No one's going to remember that at all. Too much work. Easy and done. Finished. One of the things I learned when I was developing screen paints, I used to watch Goose Screen. Everybody was based off Goose Screen. Goose Screen's instructions were insane. They're absolutely insane. There are people on forum sites sanding the walls down. They were perfectly flat because you couldn't have any imperfections. Anything would show up on your screen. It was a nightmare. It lessened it now. It's much better than it was back then. but it was a headache, and we just did the opposite. That's why if you go back and look at my Digital One
For
demonstrations,
example,
you'll see where it says 1 hour or less,
passion and
because it took
excitement
longer
are
than that to
very
paint the screen in.
calm and trustworthy.
No one wants to do
Color
complicated
explains how
instruction,
colors
they just don't
interact
want it.
with each other, and how they can be used to create certain moods or atmospheres.
Too much work.
Understanding color psychology can help us better understand why we are drawn
And the
to
guy I
certain
talked to,
colors and how they
who
make us
deals in the field of projection screens and setups, the ultra short throws are going to be the main projectors. They are. You're still going to need long throws, because if you're doing dedicated setups, you're going to have long throws. That's a requirement. But ultra short throws are going to be the main go-to. They're going to replace TVs sooner or later. But it's going to take some time. You know why? Because they got to get the screen right first.
Colorful.
They get the screen right, guess what? They can replace the TV.
Humans evolved
This
to
technology
appreciate
replaces TVs.
because it helped us identify right
Does the
fruit,
same thing an OLED does.
plants, and potential mates.
I'm in OLED forum sites all the time having a conversation about their Stonehenge effect. Look at the Stonehenge
Our
effect, right?
ancestors
Small
needed
screen,
to
giant
be able
speakers
to
wrapped around, they call it
distinguish
Stonehenge
between
effect.
colors to survive,
So,
which is why
tell me where your
evolution
OLED
developed
is
in
different
humans
from
and other
my
animals.
screen I have over here. Because I'm picking up Infinity 1 contrast level 2 also.
Even today,
I'm in a fully lit
color is
environment.
used in nature to signal
The
important
separate difference
information,
between me and you is
such
that
as warning
I can
colors
pick
and
up
poisonous
a
elements.
16:9
Cultural
actual
influences on
aspect ratio. Yours is formatted. Do you have any idea what an OLED would cost in a 16:9 widescreen format? Yeah, a lot of money. What about 235.1? It's going to cost you a lot of money. OLED and a 235.1 at 178 inches? Ooh, man, that's going to be pricey.
Color preferences can vary widely across cultures.
100 inches average. Most average screen that someone would have in their house is 100 inches. 4 feet by 7 feet. Can you imagine a TV, OLED, 4 feet by 7 feet? How big that would be, how much power it's going to consume, and how expensive that's going to be. Forget about that 80, 90,000 price tag. Try 100 grand. And I could take my screen off the wall. I could go outside with it. Let's say you do it with an OLED. You wouldn't even think of it.
The future of color advancements in technology are changing.
See that right there? No damage. Do that to an OLED TV and see what happens to your screen. You wouldn't even think about doing that.
Such as the use of neon colors in fashion.
I'm scared to death. Your kids get near your screen with a metal spoon, you will lose your freaking mind at the end of the day. Hey, you can smack that screen all at once with a metal spoon. Ain't gonna do anything to it. And if I do get a little mark and I just whoop, go over top of it, I'm done. That's it. Finished. Fixed. I smack your screen with a metal spoon, you gotta go out and buy a new TV. There you go. And at 100 inches, that's not going to be a hard screen to miss at the end of the day. From Bobby, Susie, or whatever Matchbox fight they have in that room, no one's going to miss hitting that screen. Heck, you can have somebody come into a party and lean up against the screen and crack it.
Things can help us appreciate the impact of color on our emotions and behavior.
Yep. Like a big plate glass window right next to a baseball field. Just wait for something to happen. You'll be freaking out all day long at a party watching people touch the screen. Oh man, the fingerprints will leave on that thing at the end of the day. It's going to be nightmarish. Yeah. Not worth it.
By exploring the science and psychology behind
Not worth it.
See, I get discounts because my Safe Driving was Snapshot for Progressive. I even got a discount for
So when I
Snapchat.
have this conversation in the room with the OLEDs, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, why would I buy a projection screen? Number one, I'm trapped in the dark. They're right on that, but not with us. They can't achieve an Infinity
The
One
power of
contrast
colors.
level. Contrast comes on the projectors. It's useless because the screen's not black. They're right on that one too.
colors have the power to evoke a wide range
So
of
they see this.
emotions and inspire us in countless
And then the
ways.
question comes up is, how much?
From the vibrant hues of a sunset.
All right, Taco, look, that could be you right there, but you're just less furrier. You're less furrier. That could be you. You ain't paying attention to it. But it could be you.
In this essay, we will explore the power of colors and how they can influence our moods, stimulate our creativity, and enrich our lives in profound ways.
So if I were to go out and buy a projector, 8K, let's say OLED, 8K OLED. A projector cost me 10 grand for the projector. And then I go out and buy a gallon or a technology, gallon and a half, which is around 350
From joy and
$89.
excitement to calm and tranquility.
I can have a screen size of 50 inches all the way up to 400 inches if I want.
Tones of red
I can go into 235.1 because the projector costs 10 grand, so I have multiple aspect ratios attached to that thing. So I can go in different aspect ratio. I want to go widescreen, anything I want.
Each color has its unique
With an
personality
OLED TV,
and can elicit a specific emotional response.
over 100 inches, even at 100 inches, it's going to cost you a lot of money.
And evoking feelings.
Even at a basic 69 format widescreen, it's going to cost you a ton of money. It's going to cost you way more than what I spent for my whole setup. It's going to cost you more than $10,000, I'll tell you that much. Tell me, at the end of the day, where you're going to get, let's see, roughly 10,000, let's say 10,000, 300 payments. That's pretty much it. About $10,389. That's all we're spending. Where if you get an OLED TV at 100 inches, it's going to cost you $100,000. If it's 8K, it's going to cost you even more money on top of that. 150 inches, you're over 100,000. You start reaching somewhere around roughly 200 inches, it's on a very expensive screen at the end of the day.
Colors also can stimulate
Since my central projection system, I can go as big as I want.
Outside the box. Artists and designers have long
Yeah, about a couple million that I'm paying. Once you reach that 300-400 inch screen, it's going to cost you some money. You'd be lucky if you get it cheaper for $900,000. So that's the conversations I have with people with their OLED TVs.
Whether it's a bold, dramatic painting or a subtle, harmonious design.
Yeah, do that to an OLED. See what happens to your screen.
In shaping the mood and tone of a piece of art.
That's when I have my live streams with them, and in the middle of the conversation, I'll take something and throw it against the screen. And I'm jumping, go, what the freak? And I go, yeah, how about you do that for me? Stand back, get yourself a metal spoon or some object, and go hit your screen with it. See what happens. Can't do that. Terrified somebody bring their kids over. I'd be terrified too. That's what I told my buddy. He spent $60,000 for an OLED. And it came onto a cracked screen.
Increasing heart rate or raising blood pressure. They can also influence our perception of space.
All right, kids. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. I gotta go. I got things to do. Product is available on the website with free worldwide shipping. We ship anywhere in the world for free. If you're tired of your washed out projection screens, expensive TVs, overpriced certified screens, this is where you go to. And as I said before, all our products come with a guarantee, batch number guarantee. You know exactly what you're getting. Gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.
Different cultures around the world associate